Mhm. Actually, let's just start. I was going to do my intro. I was going to do it before, and then you popped up, so I thought I might as well do it again. It's just that's jokes.
When we living in watercolor, the rain that's in the cloud is welcome to come down. When we living in watercolor.
We are welcome to CandlerCreative Chats. I think we're on like episode 14 now. What? 14? It's like 5? Are we? Oh my god! Have I gone forward in time? Yeah, sweet. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I am joined by a podcast flame, Kelvin Hewlett. How you doing, bro?
I'm on top of the world.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I tell you what, is that's exactly the kind of day I feel like I've had.
mm. I've actually I've had a long day of cleaning, cleaning, working in the kitchen, and coming up with new ideas for the next couple of weeks. So it's actually been a very productive day.
Oh, sweet, that's good.
Very productive day for me. Things are looking up
Yeah,
for prospect things I want to do. So
that's
yeah.
good. That's good, man. I feel like I've had the opposite, but still feel like it's been like I've had a lot. Like I've had like a very slump of a day, but then I've had
Mm.
like a few different things going on because I had a because I feel like because I had I had like a family weekend kind of thing. So Saturday I was at was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday. I think Saturday basically I was doing wedding planning because I'm getting married. I mean to everyone, I'm getting married next year. I'm like, oh, cool.
Hey,
Um,
wow.
and I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously you already knew.
Mm.
Yes, we were doing wedding planning the whole day, and like that was a bit of a family day and away from like work and stuff. But I was still also um, we booked someone for a job, for a videography job. So like dead in the morning on Saturday, I literally like ran into London to basically go meet the client and go meet the videographer to introduce them. So I was literally there for like 15 minutes, and then I had to quickly like run back, get the train back back home to then get picked up to then go home to then do the wedding planning all day and then go back.
Mm.
And then it was Father's Day yesterday, obviously, wasn't it? So
Yeah. I worked. I
oh, were you working?
worked half the day and then picked up my daughter and then picked up my mom late evening and then they took me out for dinner around 8 o'clock.
Mm. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
How was it?
it was good. It's good. It's good to relax and spend some time with family. I think it's
Mm.
nice when around Father's Day, around these times when you have work and stuff, just kind of help put things in perspective. So it's like, yeah.
Mm.
Because I haven't done that in a while. Usually, when weekends and things are off. So, um, but I've had a few changes with circumstances and stuff. So,
Mm.
working on the weekends now, and just trying to work on getting finances where they need to be, so I can, um, you know,
That, bro. Yeah, I hear that,
get back
bro.
on track.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm kind of at now as well. Like trying to just get things in place, and because it's the same thing. We've had this chat so many different times. Like I'm just wait. It's like waiting for these different payments to come in. This whole freelance fucking life where
Mm,
um, you work, and then you don't know whether you're going to get it in a week, 2 weeks, a month.
yeah. Mm.
So um, yeah. So I'm just waiting for payments to come in. So I'm just trying to hustle.
It's such a beautiful life, isn't it? What's the How are you feeling about getting married, man? As like next year, you're
That's
getting
it,
married
bro.
next year.
It's crazy, man. We've been
Uh,
together for like me and my partner Soph have been together for 10 years next year. And
wow.
we've been engaged for 5 6 years. What 10, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, like 6 years.
So you were together in your teens.
We got together when I was, I think I was 19,
Mhm. Late teens.
like 18, 19. Because we both went to dance college together. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the end of like our first year that we kind of like started kind of speaking to each other. And then it was like into our second year. So I would have been like 19 that I
Mm.
think we started like seeing each other and stuff. And then, yeah, and then,
And then you're here.
and we're here. Yeah. Which is crazy,
It's
man.
like,
It's actually crazy. So it's, especially like having that, when we were doing the wedding planning, it's like it's like, it was like very real, you know what I mean? But it's exciting. It is really exciting. It's like a whole new chapter, and like, and it's weird as well because like there's loads of art. We're in a time now where like, I'm 20, like I'm 28 now, and
mm,
everyone's getting married, everyone's having like kids and shit, and it's like that
mm.
changing time, and
Did,
you feel it and see it all around you, and it's nuts.
did you propose or did she propose?
No, I proposed.
You proposed.
Yeah, yeah, I was absolutely shitting it, and we went to a dance to watch like a dance show. I think we watched like Romba. If
Mm-hmm.
anyone knows what that is, like, yeah, really established like dance company, and and then we went, and I took her to the Real Greek, this restaurant
Mm,
on South Bank, and I was
mm,
like shitting myself so much that I was like pouring over like glass. There was food fucking flying everywhere, and she like sat down. She was like, I feel like you're almost like gonna like propose to me or something. And I was like, oh no, 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 fucking fuck that shit. And then we literally left the restaurant, and I was gonna basically take her on South Bank and wait
mm.
until like wait until it was dark, because there's like all the lights in the trees and stuff, and then it's like
Yeah.
and all that shit. So I was gonna take her
Mm.
around there and then like propose then, but then I was shitting myself so much I couldn't wait anymore. So I literally just took her down. I was like, right, should we just go down this pier? Should we just go down this like pier bit? Let's go down this pier bit. And then we like went down this pier bit, and then I waited for everyone to like leave, and I just quickly like in like 2 seconds just like, okay, cool.
Wow.
Well, I didn't say okay, cool. I said, oh, we
Uh,
married.
wow, that was really quick.
Yeah. Um, but no, it was nice. It was really, yeah, yeah.
She loved it, I presume.
Yeah, fully, man. Yeah, it was really good. It was really magical. It's so crazy, bro. Like, I was like talking to someone about this who, because one of my friends, I think I think like proposing and stuff. And I was
Mm,
talking to him about how, like, because I think he just basically spoke to his parents and stuff. Spoke
mm.
to the parents that asked for like your hand in marriage for her
Yeah.
hand in marriage. I was like, it's just nuts how like I just feel like in life there's like a few like fully just like pinnacle moments, you know what I
Mm,
mean? That are like up just like just feel completely and utterly different, like a different kind of reality almost.
mm.
Like asking the parents, it just felt so like, you know what I mean? Like there's nerves involved, there's excitement, there's like a sense of realism, you know what I mean? Like it's so, I don't know. Yeah, I just
It's
feel
new
like it's,
territory.
uh,
It's new territory. It's something that you don't do every day.
yeah. And I think there's like, so like asking the parents for like marriage and stuff.
Mm,
Actually, the day you get married, having
mm,
a kid. I mean, obviously you know that,
mm,
and I mean I don't even know what else would there be, but you know what I mean. Like these pinnacle moments in
mm.
a human's like existence or life. Whatever.
Having a child is beautiful. I think if you haven't thought out the whole process, because some people sit down and think about what they really want
Mm,
when it comes to kids. And some people know, I'm not having kids. I don't want kids. And they thought about this. They come up with different reasons. So if they happen to have a kid, it probably wouldn't be that special. Um, if having a child is something that you thought about when you do have one, it is a very surreal, very special moment.
mm. And that's the
You
thing. I
know.
really do want kids. Like I really do want kids, but it's it's just hard to think about having kids now when I feel like I can barely sustain myself. You know what I mean?
Mm.
When I can
Then
barely.
what? Then just you just change it, man. There's no magic to this.
Mm,
There's no magic. There's not, oh, I get the deal. There's not, oh, money's coming in now. It's not, no. It's just, and that's what kids can help you make that change. You realize, oh, why didn't I do this when I was single? Why didn't I do this when I didn't have a child? You just have to eventually make the change. There's always something that you're not doing now to kind of make that shift.
mm,
Because when you say, "Oh, I, I'm not in that position right now," actually, you are. You can make that change.
mm,
You make that shift. There's something going on. I don't know your life personally, and I can't speak to everyone, but one thing I do know is that there's something in your life right now that you can exit, you can change, you can stop this, you can make minor adjustments, and you can do it. If you so happen to have a child coming in tomorrow, you'll start making all those changes automatically in
mm,
preparation for this kid that's coming in 9 months. And sitting down actually thinking about it. What am I doing that I could do differently? Like, what would I do now if I was actually having a child?
mm,
Yeah, you know what I mean? You put yourself in that mode. It's not necessarily hustling and running around trying to get the job. You just start to think differently. You start to invest time in the right places. You know what I mean?
yeah, the important
You know what I
places.
mean?
Mm.
That's what it is, man. It's there.
Yeah, it's funny. I wrote in my diary because I have like a journal, like a diary that I've started. I tried to commit to writing like maybe end of last year. Maybe I
Hmm.
tried to commit into writing it. I haven't written it a lot, but I always notice whenever I write in it, it's when I know that something needs to change within me. Like there needs to be
Hmm.
some sort of like positive change that needs to happen. I
Hmm.
started writing in it the other day, and it's funny. I wrote in it yesterday, and I think I wrote in it yesterday. No, the night before, and I was just like writing how I just had this like realization, which I always knew, and all of us know, but it
Hmm.
was like I basically wrote like how I am the cause of uh no that's no it's like I'm the one that's stopping me from basically getting to my like ultimate success at like a faster rate. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like all the decisions and the choices I make, the time I spent on certain different things when I could be spending it on something else, like all these little things, and I am the cause of that.
There you go. You sussed it. That's it. You sussed it.
Mm,
And that's the thing. That's what you just said is what I reiterate to men, especially when they want to complain about relationship or
mm,
their misses or what have you. Yeah, do what Michael Jackson say. Look in the mirror.
mm,
The issue is nine times out of 10, especially relationships, the problem is you, not the other person.
mm,
Oh, she argues all the time. You allow it.
mm,
You know what I mean? Well, I like when guys tell me, "Oh, she won't let me see the child." Really? How? What's she doing? She want a knife to your throat?
mm,
Explain to me. Tell me in detail exactly what she is doing to physically stop you from seeing your child. I'm just curious.
mm.
I'd like to know. Oh, she
Yeah.
threatened to call the police. Oh, and do you have rights to your own child? I'm still confused. Yeah, break it down.
Mm. Yeah, this is something I also try to do as well is take full responsibility for my life. So even if
Mm,
there's been a circumstance recently with someone who who pointed something out that possibly that I had been doing, but in respect of the whole situation, it was the way I look at it now is there was definitely there was two parts to this story. You know, I mean, there was responsibility from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And even in that situation where I knew that I should have had say an apology or should have had there should have been some responsibility on the other side, I would just always take responsibility. Like even like have that high. I almost like trying to have that just like that. Um, like what's the right phrasing that I'm looking for? Like be above it. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
try to be above it
Yeah.
and go, look, okay, right. I just fully take that responsibility and I just whatever that circumstances because I must have caused something, but there's also like you know I must have done something or I must have maybe said something wrong or I must have done something in some way to make you feel like this and have this effect on the whole situation. So I take full responsibility for that, whatever that is, even though I don't understand what that is. I take full responsibility because as soon as you start passing the blame over just all the time, like, no, you did this, and no, because you did this, and yes, okay, I might have done that, but you did this. It's just gonna, you know what I mean? It's just gonna be this never-ending fucking battle, and I feel like you just kind of stop that in the bud, where you just go, okay, cool, no, that's I apologize. I take responsibility for that. Let's move forward. How can we now resolve this?
I think even with taking responsibility, like you said, how can we resolve this? You have to outline what went wrong, then you have to have these discussions. Uh, and sometimes you'll find, even though you're taking responsibility, when you're outlining, having discussions to avoid this happening again, then you realize, oh, actually, it wasn't my fault then. You know what I mean? But that is the most important part. When you are taking responsibility from something that the individual understands what you're taking responsibility for, and that you are both in agreement that you are responsible. Because if you're not, then we still have a problem. You've taken responsibility for nothing.
Mm,
You had a part to play, but it might have been a 80-20 situation.
mm,
Something you could have done, but majority of it is actually on the other side. You know what I mean? And you need to get that balance. So the
yeah,
conversation is what's important afterwards, I would say. In taking responsibility, that both parties understand what you're taking responsibility for. Once there's that understanding there, good to go.
yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah,
you're taking
yeah.
responsibility for nothing. I know some people that put their hands up. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It was my fault. My fault. Same mistake over again. Same mistake over again. Same thing. I said, oh, hold on. And you keep putting your hands up. And it gets to that point where I'm going, I don't really care if you take responsibility now. Why do you keep doing the same thing over again? Like,
Yeah.
it just becomes normal now. Okay, he's just going to say, yeah, it's my fault, sorry, and then do the same nonsense again. Like,
Yeah, I've
bro.
had that a couple of times. Well, yeah, shift the yeah, and that's what it all
Like,
comes to being actually fully being aware of your like of your reality. You know what I mean? So yeah,
yeah.
take responsibility, but understand why you're taking that responsibility. Exactly what
Yeah.
you're saying, and yeah. Because and that's what I'm saying. Like when in these circumstances where I know, for instance, that
Mm,
the other party might have done something, but that I know that the whole circumstances of it. So I know the headspace I would have been in may have actually had
mm,
an effect where I could not have seen the situation. So
mm,
that's why I sometimes take responsibility on that sense because it's like I know my head and I understand kind of what goes on with it. And I know sometimes I don't see the flaws that
effect.
you know the
Mm,
effect and the flaws that I'm actually
mm,
having on say people or circumstances.
mm.
but then I learn from it. You know what I mean? You see that, and you take a back seat and go, okay, right. So I totally. So something has happened here, and I kind of have this feeling that I did potentially say something, didn't do an action that I should have, and that I actually am sorry. So right now, how do I change that? Let's look at deeper of like what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna turn my WhatsApp.
Did you mute? Did you mute me?
No. I'm telling
Why
my.
would you do that? Why would you do that, man? I end
I
this,
wouldn't,
man.
I wouldn't mute you, not you, Kelvin.
You
No,
can mute. You can mute Chris.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, that's what you're gonna name. The title of this one is "You Can Mute." You can
You can
mute
mute
Chris,
Chris.
not Kelvin.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should name the episodes like while we're in the episode and make sure we have to name it. That's why I called it Donkey Mayonnaise. Although I
Donkey,
messed it up. I messed it up when I posted it on the Facebook community page because I put Donkey Milk and I didn't even.
Donkey Milk. Great. She must be thinking, "What's Donkey Milk?"
The fuck is this guy? That's why no one fucking messages on the thing.
You're going off with cow milk and going after them donkeys now.
Oh, fuck.
Donkey Milk. Gonna have pea milk soon, or soya milk. That's the next one.
What's your go-to milk? Are you a normal milk guy? Or are you on this whole soy and like oat shizzle?
I mostly drink Alpro coconut or the new milk that just came out, which is It's Not Milk, almond milk. I haven't had actual milk in a very long time now.
Mm.
I think I mentioned, I don't know if it was the last episode, the episode before.
Mm.
I will only consume any animal product.
Oh
From,
yeah, we did talk about that, didn't we? Yeah. Because
if it's not from a
we're gonna
farm,
say about how you were like gonna just get stuff that falls off the tree or something.
yeah, it has to come from the farm. No offense. I'm not digging at Tesco's and all them, even though I am. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know where you guys get your stuff from, man. None of you. I don't care what the packet says. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if I am having packet stuff, at my own risk. So, but when it comes to animal products, like not from the supermarket, not for me.
Mm.
So I'm actually looking forward to go home. I haven't had fish in ages, so in
So you're going
July,
home?
end of July,
Oh, sick.
I'm taking my daughter. I'm taking her back to my homeland. I say my homeland. It's not my homeland. My homeland is actually UK because I'm born here. I'm not raised. But I'm taking her back where I grew up. All the natural mango. I want to show her Guinea, guava, coconut, all sorts, and we will have some fried fish,
Mm. Oh,
hot, fresh.
has your
That's it.
daughter been back to where you grew up before?
No.
She
She was
hasn't?
there. No, she's never been there. She was there when she was 2. But that's it. But now she's older, 11. I'm gonna take her back home. Plus, it's overdue for me because the last time I traveled out for vacation like that was 2013,
Mm.
10 years ago.
Mad.
Yeah, and I don't even think about vacation.
Yeah.
I don't think about it.
How long is it to? How long is the flight and stuff?
It'll take. We're going to Antigua, so that will be about 8 hours. If I was going to Tortola, where I spent my teens, that would be somewhere around. It'll take a day because we have to go to the States, and then from the States over to St. Thomas, and from St. Thomas get St. Thomas go to the dock, and then from the dock get the boat over to Tortola, and it is long.
Yeah, man. God, those trips. It is weird. Like going to Australia and New Zealand, all these different things where it takes like 24 hours and like the whole day to get there, and then you go like back in time.
I love flying though. I love long haul flights.
Oh, really?
If I'm going straight to the place, I don't really like connecting flights. But if I'm going straight there,
Mm.
yeah, I love that. I've decided from next month I'm gonna be doing more flying. So I want to go to Hong Kong. I might go to somewhere in Africa. I definitely next month want to go down to Ireland.
The island.
Ireland's a big one for me at the moment because there's a guy uh, that lives in Ireland that I've known for a while, and we have dance beef that we want to settle. And
Oh, sick.
yeah, but we have like mutual respect.
Mm.
And yeah, I told him, look, man, middle July, I'm coming. So
Mm. And
just
is that with like the crump?
yeah,
Um, explain to me, I guess, and to everyone else, a little bit of like the crump culture. Is there a culture to it? Is there like a um,
but I'll tell you what, I don't want to do it injustice because it is sort of a culture, but just just to be clear, it was created in America in Los Angeles.
Mm.
Uh, was it LA? I don't want to get this wrong, but anyway, it originated from America, and a guy named Ches Tie Dyes is what his name is. He created Crump along with Mio, and the whole. I think when it all started off, they used to do clowning and things like that, which is not Crump. That's a whole new thing. But it was a way of getting people who were into gang banging and crime, things like that, off of the streets, and they would, instead of fighting, they would dance it out. You know what I mean? And it had like a lot of energy towards it. A lot of people like to use the word aggressive. Like it can look aggressive, but it's a dance where you can express yourself and be creative at the same time.
mm,
Um, and because it's so expressive, like most people when they get into it, they don't really study the basics of the dance. There are fundamentals to this. So when you listen to the creator of Tight Eyes, he can give you loads of energy. But when he dances, you feel the energy and you also see you feel the energy, you see the creativity, and you also see the fundamentals from the dance.
mm,
And you see him break it down in real time, and you go, yeah, yeah, he's not just throwing his hands and going crazy. It's like there's thought behind all of this. There's character, there's basics,
mm.
it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's a way of me expressing myself, and I've always done it for fun. I've done it for fun for a long time. I do take it seriously when I do compete and dance. You know, it's like a hobby of mine. And I've supported Crump for a very, very long time. And I don't, when I do compete, I don't just go down there and just take it lightly. Oh, I'm just having fun. I respect the where it's come from.
Mm,
You know, so even though it's like a hobby of mine, I do take it seriously when I'm there.
mm,
So if I go to a session, you know, we're sessioning, I'm a part of that. If Veef's involved or there's gonna be a battle, like that's not a joke to me. You know what I
mm.
mean? I'm enjoying it, having fun, but I'm repping the culture in that way. You know, but it's all respectful. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've always, for me, I've always liked the way they settle things in dance in Crump. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So you and I, we might like it's almost like boxing. You and I are having beef or an issue, and there's all this talk. You go into the ring, you box it out, and it's all good from there. Respect after that. You know what I mean? I've never
There's
had
an energy and a power to it. You know what I mean? You're
yeah,
both giving off your your own energy that you need to express out, and
mm,
that kind of dissolves that beef or whatever. I see it.
for most people, not everyone. Some people are just adamant that they think they're better than you. So
Yeah, you're always going to find that in these
you know
different
what I mean?
worlds.
And like some people have their own opinions of who they thought won a battle and this and that. But me, I don't really. I've never. I used to care about winning, wanted to win. Now I still want the W. Don't get me wrong, but I have a new concept in my head. I said, just train hard, and when you go and dance, whether you're competing, whether you win or not, there's footage. You're filming, not me. So everyone can see, So regardless of who win or who lose, or whether I make it where there's footage, everybody can see. You know what I mean? And I can see. I can see where I went wrong, where I could have improved, and that sort of thing. Even in battles that I lose, even if I feel like I could have won, I go, what could I have done to really convince them that I should have? So you
Yeah.
look at all the things. So even though I might feel like I was better than the individual, I really try and look at well, where was I messing up? Because the judges judge quite hardly according to your skills. So if they know you can do better, and you come with something flaky, they don't care. And like, nah, that was whack, Kelvin. It was okay, but you could do better. Yeah,
Can always do better. All of us
yeah,
can always
yeah.
do better.
100%, yeah. But I love battling Crump. I think that's my thing, man. Because with battles, and I always come like I prepare practicing at home, but when I'm there, there is there's nothing preempt. There's no routine. There's nothing. I
Mm.
just come with character, and that's it. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens here. But
Because as well, the movement can be described by your like if you're especially when you're freestyling. I feel
yeah,
like when you're freestyling, it always comes from the inner place of where you are right then in that very moment. So if you are in a more
yes,
of a, if you're in a more kind of harsher mentality about what stuff that's happened, whatever, you
yeah,
more of a you've had this more of a harder kind of vibe and style to you. I just know
hmm
from experience when I do like my freestyle and stuff, like whether it's contemporary or like commercial or like wherever like hip hop or whatever, it always comes from a place of um like the feeling I'm in that very moment. Like if I'm floaty and I will just like wave and like wave around and kind of have this flow to it. But then as soon as I have a more of harder inner workings, there's usually quite like a lot of floor work or kind of like quite powerful kind of like um expressions.
mm-hmm.
So always comes from that's why I like freestyle. That's why I like freestyle. And no, I've not. I tell you what, I actually haven't done like a routine, like a set routine, in probably like years. I think it'd be cool to
Routines
get
are nice. Routines are like I like the synchronization of routines. It's not my best forte. Um, I like the way people are in sync. But I would always pick freestyle over routine. But I'm learning now that you can't freestyle to the best of your ability if you haven't practiced what you're going to freestyle. I mean, there's two different things in freestyle. You can be more creative in your freestyle when you're making things up on the spot if you are practicing. So you have to practice certain things. So, for example, we do chest swaps in Chrome. I actually have to practice this chest swap.
Mm,
And I gotta figure out how I can do this chest swap in different ways, different directions, all sorts. So that when I am freestyling, I have the opportunity to do the exact same chest swap that I've been practicing over and over and over. But in the spur of the moment, depending on what's happening with the music and the vibe and everything else, I might do something creative and completely different.
mm,
You can't get that. You can't get to that point if you're not what they call in Scrum, if you're not in the lab, creating, practicing, experimenting. You gotta lab all the time. You gotta experiment. with your freestyle. Yeah, and in Crump, it's very easy to tell who's been practicing because even though you're making it up on the spot, you end up when you don't practice doing the same thing over and over and over to the point where people are like, "Get off the stage."
Yeah. It's the same as like when I do my um just let you know, Coven, we've got like 4 minutes. That's why I just did a little bit of a pause because I'll probably cut this little bit out. Okay, yeah. So we just had to have a little quick break because lovely Zoom. Thank you for your 40 minutes interval. But we were just talking about like the whole like freestyle and like when you don't practice, you can really tell. And I remember what I was going to say was about so when I do contact staff, something I've noticed is like every time I do it, I always do the same thing. Like I've always do the same kind of it's almost like the same routine, and I put like it's like the same bit of like kind of choreo kind of stuff. And it's not until but what I find is because I do that same thing so many times, there'll then be something like a little trigger or something that will go into something else, and then that will then create a different pathway. And then once I find that different pathway, that's when I then tend to like experiment in like different ways. I always find that I just whenever I always do that same thing, and it's now I'm trying to break that up because what I used to do when I was like practicing circus and stuff is I would have like maybe six or whatever tricks I'd be wanting to do at the same time, and I'd practice all of them at the same time, and then because while I was practicing them, I would always also try and find ways to like mix them into each other. And it took longer because I feel like you practice the same thing over and over and over and over again. But what I found by practicing it all at the same time, I'd find my own flow and be able to like connect all these different ways of doing it and finding the weight and the feel of that different trick all at the same time, all these different I need to get my Diablo out, man. I literally miss doing circus stuff. Like I used to do we used to have like a unicycle group where we'd like bop around town on our unicycles, like doing tricks and all this stuff, different stuff, and like all our different circus stuff. Yeah, I miss that, man. But to be fair, I've been getting my staff out recently because
I think I did some vote staff with you when you had the what was the
SPAC UK and CandlerCreative? Yeah. We did like a collaboration thing. To everyone who doesn't know, we did like a collaboration thing with an agency called SPAC UK, which we've mentioned before. But yeah, we came together. We did like circus tricks. We were doing shoot. We had like a mini shoot with some people, and we were teaching everyone how to do like staff, and people brought swords, and it was great. It was actually sick. I'd quite like to do another meetup soon. It's just been so mental on the behind the scenes.
Everyone's busy. No, it'd be nice to do another one. That was really, really nice. The second one, I missed the ending, but I had to go to a film fitting.
I might just do like a little mini one and like get a load of us down. Just reach out to people like even personally, it's like, yo, like I'm doing this thing, like do you want to come down and like we can just train each other, we can just train. Just sometime in summer, that'd be really nice.
Just so you know, that's my favorite thing in the world to do, fighting. The day I become like successful millionaire, all I'm going to be doing is training to fight, because it is the one thing I wouldn't advise anyone to do this, but I do think fighting I have a natural talent for. And they talk about natural talented people, because I love the you know how I spoke about, we were saying with dance, you have to rehearse and you got to practice stuff. Now me with fighting, I just like doing the moves, which is learning how to punch properly, increase and get better with that punch, learning how to kick, get rid of those kicks, and just practice the moves. Now, in terms of how to fight someone, do not do this. No one. As I say, I think I'm naturally talented at this thing because you should not do this. When it comes to techniques and skills now, I like to do it in the moment. Like, I just love the feeling of so they would say, oh, when someone punches you like this, or they come from the left or the right, you can parry it, right? Dodging here, or there's some tricks. No, I like to make it up on the spot. So like, when I'm learning these things, I'm like, okay, wow, that's interesting. And I'm just like, well, I hope I do that when I'm fighting you. Because like if my body thinks of doing something else, if it does that on its own, that's cool. If it does something else, that's even cooler.
It's even
You know what I mean? Like I just love the feel of just allowing myself to be free and mixing it up and just see what kind of happens. Because I hate being hit. I hate being hit, man. I'm so spoiled with because I'll do everything not to get hit. And because I'm tall, it's easier for me to stay on the outside. But I don't like staying on the outside too much, so I'd even risk going inside and still trying not to get hit at the same time.
Have you ever been in a proper fight?
A real fight? No. I've been in like cage fights and boxing matches,
Oh,
but
right.
not a real fight. I've never ever been in a real fight, and I hope never to be in a real fight. Because if I'm in a real fight, that means someone is threatening my life, and I, if I ever end up in a real fight, then I'm gonna go back to my old martial art days, and I'm going to switch to self-defense now. It's a whole new ball game. So
Obviously, you've never been in a fight. So do you think that
no.
would actually you would just switch into that technique
For
fight?
me, yes, because I don't like the whole grabbing and all this stuff. I'm gonna try and find something to immobilize. If it doesn't work, then it ends up there. But I've done jujitsu, so if I ever end up in that situation, that's even better now. So if I end up in a situation where someone's grabbing me or they're too close, then I know how to control that situation better now. So I can easily get out there without hurting them. But if it's like really serious on top, then the chances are I'm gonna end up breaking something. If I have the upper hand, I'm quite happily to dislocate your arm, break a leg, damage the eardrum, whatever, to get you to stop doing whatever it is you're trying to do. If it means you have to lose 2 eyes or something, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm talking about in the moment. I don't have the experience of doing this over and over and over again. So the idea of me saying that I can just go there and mobilize somebody, no, I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? Because I've never been in a real fight. What I am saying though is in the moment, I know how I'm going to react. And if I react that way, if I catch you and I react the way I think I'm going to react from my training, then it's not going to end well for my other partner. That's it. And you can say I'm end up with fans.
That's going back to like primal. That's like going back to primal survival instincts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
But only people, and I have seen this, people who have trained are deadly. I see people who trying to fight and they haven't trained and they have the animalistic thing, they're useless. Because when you come across someone who can fight, I don't care how much anger you have or you're going to do whatever you think you're going to do. If you come across an expert, nah, don't think because you're so angry and you're vague or no. It's not going to end well for a non-fighter going against a trained fighter, especially a trained fighter who has fighting experience. They're the most deadly. Now they know tricks now because not only how to do their fight in the gym, they've actually fought in real life. You know what I mean? I've been in near situations, so I've always managed to get out. I do a lot of this before. Yeah. There is no need to fight with me. I've helped with disarming people and things like that, and like clubs and things like that. You know what I mean? So I know what it feels like. Yeah, you know, aggressive drunk people and all that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've had people try and choke me and that kind of stuff, and you just talk your way out of it. It's like, you know, so that's that.
That. And on that note, I think I feel like, I don't know, how have you felt this episode's gone, Kelvin? Because I felt very sluggish today. This is a sluggish down today. This is snail pace down today.
It's because you don't have the headphones and the
Because
split
you
kit
don't have
and
the
everything.
headphones and the setup, bro.
This is it.
Talking about the setup though, just quickly, because I messaged obviously because we've got like a podcast group, guys, and the other day I did an in-person interview with a guy called Joshua Ivy at the Meters Squared location where we had the event, and it went so well, man. Like, it was so sick. Like, he had we didn't have the headphones, but he had like the new mic thing that you've got and stuff, and we had like we were like sat either side of the table, and we were like proper interviewing each other, and like it was honestly really cool, man. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm excited for everyone to see that. I'm not sure when it will be out, maybe next couple of weeks, but I'm looking forward for us to doing more in-person interviews, man. And then we'll have to do one like with maybe even us two, or the three of us, the three podcast flames, with someone, you know what I mean? Get them around a sofa and actually have like a proper great chat. Because I know you've got loads of people who you've got potentially scheduling in for interviews and stuff.
Or you got Mike, who wants to come chat with us.
Mike, we've got an actor, so we've got an actor, guys, who he's worked a lot actually in the like acting world.
I do definitely need to have one with him talking about the extra experience and acting experience, because I think he's so phenomenal. I spent a lot of time,
and he's just recently done a game. I think he was like one of the like a main character or something in a game where
really
he had like this massive, I think I saw it on his socials, so it would be cool to get him down and like talk about that experience of how that was, because he fully like I'm pretty sure when I saw his thing, he said about how like he had his beard for so long, but he had to like shave it off for this one thing. So so it'd be interesting to speak to him about his acting career and all of that, which
so much experience. I just listen to him when he talks, man. It's just lovely hearing about his journey and what he's been through and how he's developing, his wound is going up, you know. And I definitely want that for me in the future. I have some ideas and plans, but you know, that's coming.
Yeah.
But he is inspirational, man. Just the grit, and just not quit and keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's very hard worker.
Humble as well.
Yeah.
Humble as well.
So that's it, guys. We are, like we said, we've got loads of stuff in the works. We've got loads of people that we're looking to interview, and we're going to try and keep this on that whole weekly basis, which is exciting. I mean, yeah, today was a little bit of a slower episode. I think it was nice. It was chilled. But next week, I think I'm going to be joined by Chris, right?
Yes.
Fun with him. But I think it's going to be me and podcast flame Chris Barton, and we're going to be jamming it out and talking some more creative chats. So that's it, guys. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm going to leave the email address in the bio, in the description. So whoever wants to email us with any questions, any feedback, or just anything at all, literally anything, then we'll get right onto it, and we'll even do a little shout out or something. Yeah, we can get right on that. So cool, guys. Thanks very much. This has been CandlerCreative I hope everyone has a wonderful day, week, year, whatever it is in your life, and stay positive, stay connected, and that's it. Sweet. Thanks, Kelvin.
You too, bro.